coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Y'all know I appreciate the love, I appreciate the support. Today, we doing an exclusive interview with Micara Ellis. Micara Ellis is the one that y'all seen do the cooking video. If y'all ain't seen it, go check it out on Pure Deliciousness. The woman was cooking with a blow dryer. Also, we have to remind you that this is a woman who did 9 years in prison. 9 years, that's a long time for a woman. But she did it, you know, she's out, she's doing her thing. So we're going to get into it. We're going to find out, you know, who is Micara Ellis? Why did she go to prison? And what is she doing right now? So,
hey y'all. First of all, let's give Banky a shout out because he said my name right. Because Micara Ellis, y'all already know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Micara Ellis, Micara Ellis. Yes.
Okay, Micara. So, Micara, tell us about yourself, man. You know, style when you was young. Who is Micara Ellis?
Okay, Micara Ellis. I used to go by Pumpkin. That used to be my nickname, y'all. I used to be just first of all, I'm an only child. That's number one. So I used to just be content with myself in my own world. I was real spoiled. I felt entitled. I felt like it just got to go my way or no other way at all. And then eventually, growing up, I started running into a lot of situations where I just had a lot of just tension with people. I think it's because I didn't know how to communicate back and forth. It was all me. It was just me. So I didn't have to entertain another person. I didn't have to share my space with another person. But I always tried to be happy and go lucky, but I was just dealing with a lot of trauma. I was dealing with my mom was away in the military, so my grandparents raised me, and it's just in Portsmouth, Virginia, y'all. And so it was just a lot going on, and I just didn't know how I was supposed to be. I moved around a few states: North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, all these states, all these places, meeting all these different people, trying to figure out who I was, trying to adapt to who I was, who I wanted to be. And then what happened? I turned 18. I wanted to be grown so bad, y'all. Like, I wanted to be grown so bad. I graduated high school. I had my cosmetology license. And then next thing you know, it was the next chapter of my life. And that's how I got locked up. So what led to that was money. I just had this lifestyle. Like, my parents provided this good lifestyle, all these things and all this stuff. And I couldn't keep up with it. It was just like, you got to work and you got to try to keep up with it. That's what I was doing. And I ended up robbing somebody. I robbed a lady. We followed her from her job and we robbed her, me and my cousin. And then it just turned into a whole shenanigans that day. Then it was just like we was being greedy. We didn't have enough. And so we robbed somebody else. And then the day that it was time for us to go to jail, I went to jail by myself. He hopped out, he did his thing, whatever. And I just stayed because I already knew, like, I don't want to run no more. I'm going through a lot. Like, I had a lot of stuff going on. I was on the run in South Carolina. I was just trying to get a whole lot of things in order, and I just didn't have no more strength in me. I didn't feel like I had no more strength in me. I felt like, look, you know what, just taking me will be better than having to deal with all this stuff.
Okay, hold on. Let's back up though. You don't just go straight to robbing somebody. I mean, what happened prior to you to get this frame of mind? You know, because
Okay, so I was living in Texas, and that was like where I kind of really got turned out at. That's where I really started just robbing people, like, slowly, taking their checks, taking their credit cards, just taking their money, things like that. Being with my homeboys, they going inside of people's houses. I'm driving, just all type of just street stuff that I know I ain't had no business doing. I ain't have to do. And then it just kind of like led up to bigger robberies and bigger just little heist, I guess you can call them. Whatever.
So at first you was just the
credit cards,
the getaway driver.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It wasn't really that. It was like my own. It was like my own heist. Like, it wasn't really a getaway. It was like, look, I got something we can do. I'm gonna take you there. You gonna go in, and then I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? That it wasn't really like the middleman, side man. I was my own woman, and I was bringing it with me for real.
But prior to that, had you ever been in trouble with the law before?
Matter of fact, I got locked up, y'all, the night before I graduated high school. Okay, so this is what happened. I was in, like I said, I was in South Carolina, and I robbed somebody in my cosmetology class. I don't even know why I did it. It was more so like she was the, she was the one with the juice, and I had the juice, and it was just like I need a little bit of her juice. Not because I do know I did it, y'all, because she was beef with my friend, and so it was like let's just go ahead and take everything she got, and so that's what we did. We didn't know that she had as much money as she did. So we was taking her cars and just running them up, going to the Louis store. And at this time, I was doing this for purses and hair and nails and stuff like that. Like I wasn't doing it because I was trying to pay no rent or because I was doing it for stuff that was so small. Like, yo, it was small, it was slow, it was crazy. But yeah, so we took her money, and then her mom ended up calling the police. The police came to the school. They was trying to actually not let me graduate. They was telling me like you gonna have to go to jail. And then the detective put a little card on the door and was like, you got to turn yourself in. What? So my mama like, Micara, just go down there. I'm like, Mom, I'm not going. Well, I'm not going down there. They gonna have to find me. And then I ended up going down there. I went down there and they kept me for like 7 hours. They gave me a PR bond. I got out. I was supposed to go do community service and all the stuff I was supposed to do, and y'all, I didn't go do it. And so it just started festering. So I ran. I left. I came to Virginia, and then I ended up, and I was like, I'm not gonna get in no more trouble. So I started doing hair, all these things, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. And then I found myself robbing dudes. Like I was dealing with men, so I was just getting them because they was easy. You know how it goes.
How was you doing that?
So I was working at I was working at a hair salon, y'all. And so all the dudes, it was a natural hair salon. So all the dudes that had dreads and stuff like that, they used to come in and they want to talk, and we could talk, but I'm gonna need listening. And so I was credit cards, taking their credit cards. One of the dudes, his wife ended up pressing charges on me, but the charges got dropped. Taking credit cards. I got my first tattoo, with my second tattoo with a stolen credit card. And it's crazy because you would think I was having sex with them, but it was just conversation. It was like dudes 50 and 55, 60 years old. They just want to have conversation. They just want to rub a little leg. You can rub a little leg. I can look.
Yeah. So you went from that to, how old were you at this time?
So if it started at like 15, and then another thing, I always used to take my grandma money. Let's talk about that, because I used to, so growing up, it's like the culture in my family is everybody taking from everybody doing all type of things. Like it wasn't no morals, it wasn't no standards, it wasn't none of that. Like everybody was just doing everything. And so while my mom was away and I was in Portsmouth, I was learning these things. So that's really how I started. Like me and my god sister, we'll go take my grandma money. We'll go take $50. Then we'll take $100. Then she don't notice. So then we keep taking it, and it just started like that, being a young girl, and then getting older. I was like I said, I was 17 when I robbed a girl in the cosmetology class, and then when I was 18, I was robbing dudes, and then about like a month, matter of fact, I got locked up January 10th, 2013. So right before I was about to turn 19, that's when I committed my crime, and that's how I actually went to jail.
Okay, so 19 years old was how old you was when you went to
18.
18.
And then
So, and that, how much time did you get?
I got like 28 years, but I ended up doing 9.
So you had a 28-year sentence that you did 9 on.
Yes, I did that.
So this was your first time being locked up?
That was my first real time being locked up. Yes. So let me tell you the story. So then they was like so I went and I got locked up. I came home. This is when I was in the 12th grade, all that. And I just was like, I'm not gonna like entertain this. I'm not gonna get in trouble. But it was just like the money, like just all these things, all this money that ain't really going to nothing but things that was taking care of me. It was fascinating. I felt like I needed it. I felt like my parents like created this lifestyle for me, and if I didn't maintain it, I wasn't who I thought I was gonna be. And now it's crazy because I like to go to the Goodwill. I like to go get stuff from the Goodwill. So you get to, yeah.
So how old are you now?
I'm 30.
You're 30 years old, and we're talking about criminal lifestyle that started when you was like 15.
Right.
So you going to prison first time, and you're how old?
18, about to be 19.
About to be 19. So what was that experience like, being locked up from the jail to going to, prison?
Okay, so
what was the jail experience?
So the jail experience, I think that was the hardest time for real. So a lot of people don't know, but I got a child by my cousin.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can't just go past that.
yeah,
So explain.
yes. So when I was 17, my cousin raped me, and that's how I had my son. I was dealing with a dude, and I was feeling like, oh, we gonna have us a family, all that stuff. That's why I had my son. That's what caused me to keep going with my pregnancy. And then when I had him, I saw him and I just was like, I know, like I just knew it did something to me. So for real, for real, that's what really stemmed something inside of me. Just like I don't care no more. I'm about whatever, like let's get to it. You know, I was playing with cocaine for like 3 months just because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't tell nobody. I ain't really know how to cope. I didn't know how to. I ain't had no therapy. I ain't had nothing. All I knew was what I saw my family doing, what I saw all the people that I was surrounded around doing. So that's what really kind of like, I gotta get some money. I ain't know if I was trying to get out of here, what I was trying to do. I was just trying to numb the pain for real, for real. That's what really.
So when you say your cousin, how did you confirm it's definitely was your cousin?
Yes.
But okay, well when he you know, the R word you.
Yeah, and that the cousin I got locked up with, y'all, his older brother.
Okay, well when he R word, we use the word R word.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when he R word you, um, did you tell? Did you let anybody know? Was he punished? I mean, what happened with that situation?
So I ain't let nobody know. Number one, because I feel like my family was already just like real judgmental of me because I was the only child. I moved away. So anytime I come back, I didn't feel that love. So I already didn't feel like I could tell my family. I didn't feel like I could tell my mama. I knew I could have told her, but I don't know. So that's what really shaped my jail time because that's what was on my mind. Mind you, my son was 8 months when I got locked up. So only thing I could think about was this trauma of how I was about to mess up my whole family, how like it's hurting me, how I could, even when I was home, I couldn't really have a relationship with my son how I wanted to because I just was in my feelings. Then he was deaf, he was born deaf. So that also played a really big part because I felt like I couldn't really be the mom that I wanted to be because I can't even talk to my baby because my baby can't even hear me. And then like he looks so much like my cousin, it just
emotion.
It did something to me, y'all. So I don't know. My whole thinking was just off at the jail. So when I got into jail, I was happy to go to sleep. I went to sleep for about 12 days because I was just moving. I was shaking. My mind was racing. I felt defeated. I felt defeated for real. And so I get to the jail. I was at Chesapeake City Jail. I get there. It's crazy. My cousin is in one of the pods that I'm about to go in. So, you know, you got to go to classifications. We down there.
Did this?
No, a female.
Okay.
You know, because I'm in jail now. Like,
right.
So, but it's his sister. It's crazy. It's his sister. So, and it took place in her house, y'all. So it's just that's a whole nother interview for a whole nother time.
Did she know?
She knew, but she didn't. She just wouldn't have my back. She wouldn't have my back. But she knew. I feel in my soul. She knew. But I feel like she had to play her card with that loyalty card. So it was what it was. And it's so crazy because she always say, oh, you're my favorite little cousin. But you ain't protect me how I felt.
Well, let me ask you this. Not to harp on it before we get off of that, but how old were you and how old was your cousin?
I was 17. He was like 25.
25?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he ever get punished?
He got punished.
How?
He got punished. He got shot, and that like I feel like he got a shit bad for the rest of his life. So you know, I feel like that's enough punishment on his own. I feel like he's gonna always internally battle. I feel like I ain't gonna say always, cause I'm a woman of God, y'all. Like I could get up here and get ratchet. I don't want to. I want y'all to see who I feel good to be. You know what I'm saying? Cause I had all these pictures in my head while I was locked up, doing interviews, how I was gonna go off, how I was gonna be. I don't really want to do that. So, like I said, he got handled. It happened. It was what it was. He got to deal with God. I can't really say. He just got to deal with God.
Have you seen him since?
Yeah, I've seen him. We had a conversation. It wasn't even about that. At this point in my life, I'm like, you good? Like, I hope you get what you need in life. And he kind of just talked it off. He didn't even really look at it. And because I wasn't strong, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't feel like I was strong enough to pull up in the way I really wanted to pull up. I really didn't. I felt like I journaled 1,000 nights. I prayed to God 1,000 nights. And I just don't feel like God really wanted me to pull up on him how I wanted to, because he had handling him. So it ain't for me to, I'm not your judge or your jury. So, but at the time when it first was going on, when it was first going on, I was sending hit after hit, but so yeah.
Do he acknowledge that that's his son, or do he do anything for his son?
No.
He don't acknowledge,
he
or
don't acknowledge it. He don't. No. He
Okay.
called. Matter of fact, it's crazy. The day that I had him, he called my phone. Imagine he was blocked on every social media, everything. It's no way that you should have my number. And he called and just was on the phone breathing. So I'm just like, okay, like, all right. And I hung up, and that's what it kind of sent me to postpartum depression. It did. And then that's when we moved forward to all the things, all the actions and all of the encounters that took place before I got locked up.
Okay. So now you locked up. You in the jail. The jail experience, you say, is the worst. What do you mean by the worst?
I feel like it's the worst because you can't move around. You gotta just stay there. You just there. You're in this, you in this box. You in this little pod, and it's just dreary. And everybody, we all coming off the streets, and everybody getting high, and everybody is just they kicking, and we all. I ain't saying everybody. We all just in here down and out and broken, and we don't really know where to go. And it's just like everybody keep getting continuances, and everybody's trying to find lawyers, and everybody's trying to do all these things. And so it's making you, and then everyone doesn't have a good support system, so it's making you act like a donkey, it's making me act like a cow, it's just so much that was going on. And I just felt so confined, and I felt so just like but I feel like at that time that I got locked up, I needed to feel those feelings. I needed to feel like, Micara, you had all this freedom. You could have done anything in the world. You girl, and so now you gotta feel this. So he made me feel it. And
so did you, when you was in the jail, did you was you going through withdrawals? Did you have a cocaine habit?
No, I ain't had no really cocaine habit for real. Like I said, I played with it for 3 months, but it won't like every day. It was like 3 months, every other weekend, maybe on a Wednesday. Stuff like that. I won't really strung out for real because I smoke weed. So that's what my real drug choice is, all that. And so that's what kind of like kept me cool. And I couldn't, for real, I couldn't even believe that I would go to that extent. I didn't think, for me, I felt like, not you, Micara, like, now everybody else, not you, but it shows you like, you're not too good. Nobody is too good. Nobody is above anything that anybody else is doing. So. Right. I think that's the number one reason why I have the ministry that I have, because I love talking to lost souls. I love talking to people that's where I was at, and all the people that I know in that phase of their life.
So, the transition from jail to prison, what was that like?
That was fun. That was like, come on. Okay, so let me tell you the craziest. I want to tell y'all the craziest thing that ever happened to me in the jail. Like, I have to tell y'all this. Okay, so. I was in Chesapeake jail, and like I always like, for real, I had fun for real. It won't like no place I want to be, but like I had fun in the sense of all them times when I wasn't depressed. I'm playing cards, I'm drinking coffee, I'm doing little things to like keep my mind, because I'm not a depressed person. I'm not a hold on to stuff type person. I'm not a, so imagine I was in jail for 2 years. The first 9-10 months, I was like, ugh. And then finally I'm like, okay, Micara, come on, you got things to do when you get to where you're going, because you already know you're going. So you got things to do, and you need to get your mind right. So one, I found the little Bible study group. It was cool, but I noticed everybody wanted to it, so I started doing my own thing. But I feel like while I was in the jail, the craziest thing that took place was I got transferred to to Hampton Roads Regional Jail. I had this roommate, y'all. She kept saying she was a witch doctor. Mind you, I got into my faith because my grandparents. So my grandma always like, keep praying. You in there with that witch. Keep praying. Don't let this witch get for you. All this crazy stuff, right? So my granddad's like, yeah, just, do your thing. So I'm going to breakfast one day, and I come back, And when I come back, the lady got my little manila envelope with like my social security stuff in there, like all my stuff. And when she see me, she just throw her, like she dropped me, she throw her hands up. And I'm like, y'all, take me to Said. Like, I'm not going back in here with this lady. Take me to Said. I go to Said. When I get in there, I'm behind the door. So the Said, how it was, like, it won't no go out, talk. No, it was just the sale. So I'm in there. While I'm in there, God is like, everything that you did to everybody else, I could have let it happen to you, but I'm not. And it's just like the lady, she didn't have a chance to do it, and that's why I got locked up, y'all. Stealing people's stuff, their social security, their identity, all that. This lady, she didn't have a chance to take all my stuff, but what if she did? But it's just like God showed me how He stepped in that fast, and what she could have used for bad, like He just used it in my dream for good. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then that's how I got on my way, because I wouldn't come out of sick. I'm like, I don't want to go out. Like, I don't want to go back out there. I don't want to have to deal with this. Like, because I already been locked up like 18 months, like 17 months. Send me down the road. And then 30 days later, I got sent down the road because I kept refusing. I was like, no.
So what's the first prison that you went to?
I went to Brunswick. I was in Brunswick receiving. That was cool. It was cool. It was like I was taking little pills, y'all. I kept taking the Ellis, kept taking the Rembrandts, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be. I can get through this. Like, I'm gonna get through this. And I was there for like 4 weeks, and it was over. It was over that fast. It was.
Okay, so in your mind, did you have the mindset like, oh, I got 28 years to do with this? Or what was your mindset like?
Well, when I got sentenced, and they said 28, I was like, what? Hold up. That ain't what we paid for. Like, no. And
you
then
had a paid lawyer?
Yes, I had a paid lawyer. That's how I got the 9 years. And then when they said, she was like, oh no, they suspending time. They're gonna suspend time. I'm like, okay. And then when I heard 9 years, 8 months, I was like, okay. And it was like, I can't honestly say I was sad. I was really grateful. Thank you, God. Because I honestly didn't feel like I could I knew 9 years was gonna be a long time, but I knew me coming home at 27, that ain't that bad, opposed to come home at 52. It was, no, I could do 9.
Right.
So I won't really say I was grateful more than anything.
Okay, so when you get to the prison and you finally get inside the prison after you done been through, what is it called?
Receiving and classification.
And all that. So now you in the prison. What is that experience like? How was your first cell partner? Who was your first cell partner, if you can remember?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So when I first get there, we go through the receiving, go through the intake, all that. We had a little orientation. They like, no matter what you do, don't get a girlfriend. You gonna be okay. Don't get a girlfriend. I go in there.
They tell you that?
That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Not the officers, but the inmates that's their job. That's what they tell you. Don't eat the chips.
Okay, but had you ever had any dealings with any woman before they telling you this?
Oh yeah.
You had already had dealings with women on the street?
I had like little fetishes, and I had dealings, but not really like the big ones until like that. When I got there, it became like big ones.
So when they telling you this is not off limits to you because you already had dealt with women.
Right. So I'm like, okay, but I heard, but all right.
Okay, well, when you was going in there, in your mind, did you think, okay, I'm gonna be gone for 9 years. I've already dealt with a woman before. Maybe I'll deal with a woman.
It won't maybe? Yeah. I'm about to give me a real hot girlfriend. That was I'm about to give you a real, and that's what happened. Lord.
Okay, so who was your first seller?
Okay, so we get there. I come in there, y'all. I'm in 1C, and it's 60 cells. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm really literally like scanning the room. I'm trying to feel the room. I'm trying to see what's going on. I see my girlfriend. That's going further than my girlfriend. I see her. I spot. I'm like, oh, she gonna be mad. That's what happened. And then it's crazy. The girl, honestly, she take me upstairs. I go upstairs. Shout out to you, honestly. That was my braider, y'all. You got to get a braider. And so then I go to 214. I was in 214, and this lady named Grace, a white lady named Grace, the old head, she was getting ready to go home. She had like 2.5, 3 weeks. So we in there. So she cool. So she telling me everything. She telling me how to go get my cleaning supplies. Cause you already know I gotta clean up. I gotta make it feel like it's me in here. She go give me another mattress. She showed me how to get extra blankets. All this stuff. She was a real. She was a real.
This is your selling?
Yes, Grace. She was a really, really good cellmate. Only thing I hated that she snored so loud, y'all. I mean, so loud. And I'm like, Lord, I gotta deal with this forever. Like, this is what I'm thinking. Because, man, I don't know when I first get in there that she only got 3 weeks. So I'm thinking, like, my whole bed, I'm gonna be in this one cell, this whole bed. I don't know what's going on. And it just was, but other than that, she was a good cellie.
And but you saw a girl that you knew was gonna be your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. I knew it. When I saw her, I said, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. That's what I said. And so this what happened when I saw her. She down there, honesty, braiding her hair, and she got some Tims on. She light skinned. She looking good. She looking like she need to be with me. That's what she look like.
She look like what?
She look like she need to be with me.
She need to be with you.
She look like she need to be with me. So then, yes.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young.
I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.